Hey guys, Dylan from Noble Records coming at you with another video. About 6 months ago I posted a video called Introduction to Psych, and I've been promising a part 2 of that video and just haven't done it just because I haven't wanted to tackle the feat of finding, it's honestly narrowing down records to pull out a few. So I just pulled out like 25 records that I thought are essential Psych. And so if you guys are looking for that and you've already gotten the basic stuff out of the way and you want to get a little bit deeper, so this is some stuff I wanted to show. Now right off the bat is one that you've all seen before. This is Velvet Underground and Nico. This is one that you see all over the place. It's a very iconic cover. And so it's not obscure by any means, but this is a great album. The first time I heard it, I wasn't 100% on board with it, but it still kind of intrigued me a little bit. And about a year after that, that year I've been listening to some Frank Zappa and stuff like that, and kind of opened my mind up a little bit more. I was a little bit more open, and so I heard it for the second time and just fell in love with it. So this is one I would highly recommend getting. Entry-level Psych listener will really be able to sink their teeth into this. It's a great record. The second one, this one right here, man, this was The Zombies, Odyssey, and Oracle. Original pressings of this are a little bit tough to find, and they're about $100 when you do find them. But this is one of my, this is in my top 3 favorite records of all time. This might be the number 1. It is that good. It is not super spacey, it's not super far out, but it's like a little bit more of a psychedelic version of Pet Sounds is how I would categorize it. But man, this is a dynamite record. Every time I hear it, I like it more. The songs, they're just so melodic. They're so good. And like I said, it's not a deep psychedelic trip or anything like that, but it's a really great record, especially if you're just starting out. I feel like this is one that anyone could like. Getting a little bit deeper. These are like in no sort of order at all. This is just kind of what I pulled out. This is Art, Supernatural Fairy Tales. Art is the name of the band. And this was the precursor to the band Spooky Tooth. So if you know the band Spooky Tooth, if you don't, Spooky Tooth is a great blues rock, hard rock, psychedelic rock band. Really good stuff. But this was the first album that they kind of got together on, and the name of their band was Art. And this one's a tough one to find. I've actually been looking for this for years, and I found it today. So I thought I'd show it. But this is a really great record. Honestly, this is original Canadian pressing. This was, like I said, tough to find. A really great psychedelic trip. It's that late 60s psychedelic sound that's just killer. And some of these are going to be like hard rock. So like this one's called May Blitz. May Blitz, originally it was on Vertigo. Those Vertigo pressings are really expensive and hard to find. In the U.S., they put them out on Paramount. This is a Paramount pressing. But May Blitz is a killer hard rock band. If you like that sludgy Black Sabbath sound, but you also like the really killer guitar work, this is a record that you're going to want to check out. You can find these on Paramount, the U.S. pressings, for about $50 usually, $50-$60. And so, yeah, this one, May Blitz, is one that you're going to want to find. Along that same vein is Bang. So the name of the album is Mother/Bow to the King. You can see the Bow to the King graphic on the back there. The name of the band is Bang. They had a couple albums. Their first album actually is maybe a little bit more psychedelic, and it's really good. But this album is a little bit easier to find, and it's a killer record too. Like I said, it's a little bit more on the hard rock side, but Bang, it's a great record. This one, Thunder and Roses, King of the Black Sunrise. This is a phenomenal record. This is more on the blues rock side as well, but it's still very psychedelic. The guitar player here is just mind-blowing, just brain-meltingly good. It's got some great tracks on this. If you like Jimi Hendrix, you like Cream, you like, Keith Richards, Jimmy Page, if you like that kind of stuff, this is a great band with some great tracks, and the guitar work on here is just absolutely incredible. This one, White Lace and Strange. That's the song that I would probably look up if you're gonna look up a song. But man, this one literally, I mean, if you've never heard this, look this up. It's gonna blow your mind. I love this record, and this is an original U.S. press. I don't know that this has been reissued very much, but this is a little harder to find. This one's maybe $60, and I had a copy a few years ago and sold it when I sold everything. And it took me a while to find another nice copy, but this is a great record. This is Thunder and Roses, King of the Black Sunrise. Next one I want to show you guys is Bubble Puppy, Gathering of Promises. And I've showed this in a number of my other videos, but this one I cannot recommend enough. It can be a little bit tough to find, around the $50 range. This is on the International Artists out of Texas. This is a Texas band. Love that back cover, that artwork on here, but it's just a really solid psychedelic album. It's pretty palatable too. The famous track on here is Hot Smoke and Sassafras. I'll show you the International Artist label here. There it is. But yeah, this is essential. If you, I mean, I cannot imagine anybody not liking this record. It's really, really phenomenal. Just down and dirty Texas psychedelic rock. This next one is, I just decided to show this since I showed that. So basically, same band. They moved from International to ABC Records. This is on ABC Records. There's the label right there on the back. But the name of this band is Demian. It's the exact same band as Bubble Puppy. But for some reason, it had something to do with their contract with International Artists. To move to ABC, they had to change their name. So they changed their name to Demian. And this is the same, I mean, killer hard rock record. This one's closer to $75 to $100, but this is a really great album. Holy moly, this one's a smoker. Savage Resurrection. This one is, I think, a crucial psychedelic record. This one, the first opening track is called Thing in E. Thing in E. It is good. Look up that track. It's phenomenal. But just some really good, gritty fuzz guitar work and some great psychedelic sounds on this one. This is highly recommended. Really smoking hot psychedelic record. I love it. It's very good. And the originals go for about $100. This is, I think this is like an 80s reissue that I have. I need to get an original, but that you can get those for like $25. So that's one that's not too hard to find. The reissues pop up all the time. The originals are hard to find. This one's called Frantic Conception. This is a screaming hot just mess of psychedelic rock. This one's a hard rock, psychedelic rock album, and this is high energy. It's like if you were to mix the Stooges, MC5, and Black Sabbath all together in one pot. It's just killer. Great guitar work, phenomenal stuff. Yeah, this one, they cover Hey Joe. They got a great cover of Hey Joe on here. But this one, I don't think this one's too expensive, maybe like $40, and really good to find. This one's called Frantic Conception. Next one here is Captain Beyond. This one's not as hard to find as most of the other ones on this list. This is a little bit more on the prog side. It's got this holographic cover. I don't know if you can tell. But yeah, this one, the first pressings come with the holographic cover, and the reissues do not. But this, like I said, is a little bit more on the King Crimson, King Crimson prog rock type of sound. But it's killer, very, very good, very solid, great guitar work. It's got all the things. Really great album. If you like that type of stuff, look this one up, Captain Beyond. Captain Beyond had a couple other really good records too, but that's their first one, and it's phenomenal. This one's called, the band's called T2, and It'll All Work Out in Boomland. This is, holy moly, this is a cooker. It is hot, just killer fuzz rock, fuzz guitar, spacey. This one's a little bit more advanced, I'd say, but this one's, it hits all the good points for you. It makes you feel good. It's great, man. This is T2. It'll all work out in Boomland. This one's tough to find. This one's 75 to 100 bucks usually when you find it. This one I got, it's original. It's near mint. I found one a long time ago when I first started buying and selling records, and at that time I was not into psych, and I didn't even listen to it. I just sold it. And I know, like, I'm so into really good guitar work that if I had put it on, I would have kept it for sure, because it's good, man. This is really good. This one's Soft Machine. Their first. This one's the band cover on Probe. This is a little bit of a rare find, but yeah, Soft Machine. They were really good, like more on the prog side than anything. But that first album, it is more psychedelic than any of their other albums, and I think a strong album. So the Soft Machine, really good. Like I said, more on the prog side. You know, great bass and lead guitar work on there. I love that album. It's really good. I'm sure that you've seen the Seeds around. The Seeds are more of a garage outfit, if you ask me. But this album is probably the most psychedelic album of theirs. It's the Seeds, A Web of Sound. Really great record. The Seed stuff, I mean, see, you know, you got like three genres that bleed together. You got guitar rock, psych rock, and prog rock. And, you know, psych's right there in the middle. Some guitar can bleed, some garage rock can bleed into psych rock. Some psych rock can bleed into prog rock, and it's hard to distinguish. But the Seeds, man, they're good all across the board. I mean, I love that right middle of the road psychedelic rock. But the garage stuff's really good too. The prog stuff's really good too. These guys are not prog at all. This is straightforward garage and psych. But this is a really strong record. I love all the Seed stuff. But if you're looking for a more psychedelic sound, A Web of Sound is a great record for that. The United States of America. Now I'm going to show you this one. You know, like Led Zeppelin, In Through the Outdoor comes with the paper bag. Well, so does this. And this one's one that you never see with the paper bag. So this is the cover, the United States of America. I've only ever seen this one copy that has the paper bag with it. I've never seen another one in real life. I've looked them up online. I've seen them online. Seen pictures of them. But as I've looked through and tried to find this album in the past, I've never seen one with the sleeve like that. When I found this, I was like, what the heck? I didn't even know it ever came with a sleeve, because all the copies I'd found before was just that cover right there. But anyways, the album itself, so if you can find with the sleeve, they're super rare. But the album itself, really great. This is a lot closer to the Velvet Underground and Nico album. There are no guitars on this album. This is guitarless psychedelic rock. But, man, they pull it out. It's really good. Far out psychedelic vocals, some really crazy sounds on here. And I've heard that when they performed, they'd be performing with all these crazy psych bands and stuff, and they'd come out there and they'd have sheet music, and they were like very classic and technical and all this stuff. But don't let that scare you off. They're not classical or anything like that. It is some killer out there. Advanced psych rock, and this one's easy to find. Like I said, not with the bag. If you're wanting to memorize a cover, memorize that. That's what it normally looks like. 99% of the time, that's what you're going to see. But yeah, this United States of America is a phenomenal record. This one, man, this one's called Gun, self-titled. This one is, my gosh, look at the cover. That's what it sounds like. It is, you could judge this book by its cover. That's exactly, it looks like how it sounds. Really fast and hard and loud, hard rock. This is a little bit psychedelic, but it's hard rock all the way through. I just kind of want to put in this video a good mix of things that, you know, if you're just getting out of that main realm of classic rock and you're scrambling trying to find something, I just wanted to point you towards some things. This one, Gun, is an absolute must. You've got to find this record. You can usually find it for about $30 or $40, but yeah, this one's a killer record on Epic Records. The next one here, well, I'm going to save that one for a little bit later. Fear Itself. Fear Itself. I found this. This was a blind buy for me. Back when I first started collecting psych, I would buy anything that looked psychedelic just because I wanted. I just wanted to find something different. This one was a very pleasant surprise. Fear Itself. It's a blues rock, psychedelic rock record. The lead singer and guitar player is Ellen McElwain. She is phenomenal. When you hear it, you're going to be like, oh my gosh. I mean, you know, this is proof that a woman can play guitar, man. She freaking shreds it. Great. It's like if Janis Joplin, it's like Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin mixed into one person. I'll just say it that way. Phenomenal record. Really, really great stuff. You can find this for about 40, 50 bucks. Really good stuff. This is The Cheerful Insanity of Giles, Giles, and Fripp. You may have recognized one or three of those names, Giles, Giles, and Fripp. These are the cats from King Crimson, Robert Fripp and the two Giles brothers. So before King Crimson, they put out this record, The Cheerful Insanity, Giles, Giles, and Fripp. And this is, I know that King Crimson is prog. This is psychedelic. Really great stuff. Very enjoyable listen. This one's not too terribly hard to find. Usually the original pressings, I don't know, they can get expensive. This one's like a second pressing, I think, and I think I got it for like 30 bucks. But this is a really, really great record. The Cheerful Insanity of Giles, Giles, and Fripp. Very psychedelic, very cool. More on the psych pop side than psych rock, but this one, and I have it in this sleeve with this, but this is The Small Faces, Ogden's Nut Gone Flake. It's kind of a mouthful. This is a psych pop record. Phenomenal. This is one of my favorite records of all time. This album is just, oh my gosh. Some of these songs will really get stuck in your head, but this is a really great psych pop record. I just can't. Steve Marriott on vocals is just phenomenal. This song Afterglow on here, if you haven't heard the song Afterglow by Small Faces, that song is just incredible, and it's one of my favorites. Really good stuff. This is a great psych pop record. Let's see. This one, I've seen this showing around a little bit in the VC. This one is St. John Green. I don't want to tell any stories. Well, I'm not going to tell a story, but I have a really funny story about the name John Green. It has nothing to do with this record, so I won't tell it, but you can ask me someday in private. This is on Flick Disc. This is a pretty far out there psychedelic record, as you can tell by the cover. Look at that dragon. You don't even know what's going on. But yeah, this is one I've been looking for a long time. Like I said, if you like the crazy world of Arthur Brown type of stuff, that this kind of in this vein. It's a little bit far out there, a little bit crazy, a little bit kooky, but it's some really good, solid, deep psych. Next one, this one's Coliseum. This one's an album that you kind of see here and there. This one's on Vertigo. Look at that. Love Vertigo label. Maybe the best label ever. But this is Coliseum, Valentine's Suite. This is it's a mixture of psych and jazz rock. Really great guitar work on here. Phenomenal stuff. This is a really good album. Coliseum's a really awesome band. But this one is it's a little bit different than most psych records in that it has a little bit of like a jazz guitar riffs and stuff in there. It's just interesting. It's very, very good. I love this record. It's just killer, phenomenal. Essential psych, in my opinion. And then, I think they issued this on Vertigo in the U.S., I believe. But there's also a couple of the U.S. pressing. The Dunhill label released a issue of this in the U.S., I know. I've had that copy before. This one, Caravan in the Land of Gray and Pink. This is a really great, palatable, findable, not too expensive psychedelic record. You can usually find these around here for like 30, 40 bucks. But this is a really great record. It does have some prog tinge to it, but it's pretty straightforward psychedelic rock. Just a beautiful record. Very, very good. Very well written. This is one that if you don't have it and you're looking to knock a couple of these off the list, this one's not that hard to find. Really strong record. I got a few more here, and these are all going to be more on the expensive end. But I felt like I needed to talk about them. So this is one, Sacred Mushroom. This one is a killer. Very hard to find. Very good guitar work on here. Out there, deep psych. I mean, freaking, it's called the Sacred Mushroom, for God's sakes. Look at it. I mean, that mushroom has an elephant trunk on it. That's how it sounds. It's really great. This album is very, very, very hard to find. You can find reissues, but the original pressings, they're between, depending on condition, they're around $200. But this one is just a crazy good record. I was lucky enough to find this original pressing a few months back. I've been looking for it for a really long time. But if you like psych rock and you just want something to listen to, this is going to be one that if you're looking for original pressing, you're not going to just go find one tomorrow. This is one you're going to want to put on your want list and keep an eye out for, because they're very hard to find. But this is a great record. You can look it up and listen to it online, whatever, and you will like it. This is really good stuff. The next one, I'll do this one, J.K. and Co. Suddenly One Summer. This is another one. This is kind of expensive. I'm not sure how much these go for. I think they go for about $100. This is on White Whale Records. This is it's a great backstory to this. I don't want to butcher it, but I'll tell you what I can remember about it. So this kid, very talented young musician, started playing guitar at a very young age. His mom was an executive in the Fender Guitar Company, and he decided that he wanted to write and record his own album. So he wrote and recorded this album, had a bunch of people help him, with the instrumentation and everything. But his mom, to help him out, I believe this is the way the story goes, she brought a truck full of Fender guitars for him and his band to play around with while they recorded this album, which I can't even imagine how awesome that would have been. But anyways, I think he was 15 or 16 15, 16, something like that, when he recorded and wrote this album. And this is, I'm telling you, a masterpiece. This is a phenomenal record. I cannot believe this came out of a kid. It's just amazing. I can't even say any much more about it. Look this up, listen to it. This is a really great record. It's called J.K. and Co. Suddenly One Summer. Phenomenal album. And then the last one I wanted to show here is this one, Mighty Baby. Mighty Baby is up there with my absolute favorite psychedelic records. This is more on the prog side, but this one is just one I could listen to over and over and over again every single day. It's just a great record. I think there are some reissues of this floating around, but they might be bootlegs. The original pressings of this are impossible to find. But I wanted to show you this because I wanted to give you just some hope. I know that at this point, if you're just starting out, you're trying to find psych albums and you can't find them, and it's getting difficult. And some people might be able to find them pretty quickly. For me, I'm usually able to find just about whatever I want, and it was frustrating that I wasn't able to find as much psych as I wanted. And I just started out and started like putting together want lists and stuff like this, and this was always on the top of my want list. But it was just the kind of thing I never saw anywhere. I looked everywhere for, I could never find one anywhere. And looked everywhere. Long story short, I found one, and it had some like water damage on it, like towards the bottom. It had some water damage on it, but I was cool with it because I was like, man, I finally found one, and I paid a good bit for it. I'll tell you, I think I paid $75 for it, and then I just was like, man, I'd really like to have a really nice clean copy of it. And not 2 days later, I'm not joking, I found this for $1. This is a near mint promo copy of Mighty Baby, and this is worth somewhere between $300 and $500, depending on who you ask. But this is one of my prized records in my collections. Absolutely love this album, and this is a top, clean, perfect copy. But I just say that to tell you, if you're in this stage and you're looking for stuff and you're getting discouraged, enjoy this time, because you get to the spot when you have a whole bunch of psych and you don't even know what to listen to anymore. You're just like, right now I listen to my new arrivals, and I don't even listen to the old stuff that I haven't listened to this album in a while. But there was a time where I wanted this so bad. So what I'm trying to say is, enjoy the records as you get them. Don't be so eager to get more that you are sick about it. I mean, don't worry yourself over it. You'll find them. It'll come in time. So, like for me, I've been collecting psych for about 5 years, and I've got a lot that I've always wanted. And I'll be an old man still trying to track down psych. There's so much of it, and the more you find, the more you'll want, because the more you'll learn. So, just keep that in your head. The important thing is that you know what you're looking for, and that you can find that stuff. So keep looking. Get a want list together. Make friends that find the same type of stuff. Like when I found 2 copies in 1 week, and the copy that I paid more for, I ended up selling to a friend, and he absolutely loves it. But this is a great record. But this is proof that if you are patient, you can find some killer stuff for cheap. You don't always have to pay $500 for a psych record if you're patient and you can really look. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this was a worthy part 2 to the psychedelic series. And there will be more. I picked out a bunch more psych records I want to talk about, but I've got maybe 20 that are mind blowers. That'll be part 3. So, and these records are all over $100, all of them, and they're just. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this. If you like this video, if you're into psych, subscribe to my channel. I'm always posting about psych. I'm always finding psych stuff. Really into psych, jazz, blues, all that stuff. So. Subscribe to me on here, and then if you look at the links in my profile, you can connect with me on social media. I always post when I find new stuff. Sometimes I post stuff that I have for sale, all that stuff. So you guys take care, and we'll see you next time.